Good morning, sacred friends. Welcome back to another episode of Inspirational Coffee Talk. My name is L.schonewill. I'm an inspirational life coach, a healer, and an avid coffee lover. If you don't already have your coffee, I will give you just a moment to go grab that now. Join me back here in just a moment. In today's episode, I wanted to share with you something that a dear friend of mine and I just recently talked about yesterday, actually, over coffee. And it was something that I've often spoke about a lot over my coaching career, how important it is that we have closure in life, that we bring things back to wholeness. I think that it's part of our design, being wired for love, to leave each relationship better than we found it. And I know that that's really difficult when you've had trauma in a relationship, or it's been a relationship that was very toxic or destructive in some way. And so this isn't something that we normally think about. How do we bring closure to these type of relationships? So when I was in conversation with my friend yesterday, she was talking about she was going to write a letter to her mother. And it was going to be a letter of love, a letter of forgiveness. And it immediately reminded me of a process that I've talked about before on this channel. It's a Hawaiian healing practice. It's called Ho'oponopono. You might have heard me speak of it. And this ancient prayer talks a little bit about 4 phrases: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. And in those phrases, the concept of this is to bring things back to wholeness. Now, that's really easy to do when we have loving relationships. But what about the relationships that challenge us to our core? What about the relationships that it's like, there's no way, I just can't wait to get away from this person, whether it's a toxic parent or it's a toxic ex-partner that was abusive in some way. And so the concept that I really want to speak about today is, even in those situations, how can you bring it back to wholeness? How can you bring it back, if not even for them, but for you? How can you bring this back to a place inside yourself where you feel worthy, loved, deeply connected to all that is? And that's not so easy to do when you came out of a difficult, whether it's childhood with one or both of your parents, or in troubled relationships. And oftentimes our early childhood is connected to the relationship choices that we make in life. And some people don't know that. They just go from one toxic relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, not taking a moment to say, wait a minute here, I'm the common denominator. What is these toxic relationships identifying in me that's still not whole, that's still not healed? And when we bring it back to wholeness, what I'm talking about with that is coming back to the wholeness within you. That place inside of you that knows you're wired for love, that knows that you're worthy of deep respect, deep love, being treated with such value, right? And so when my friend talked about writing a letter to her mother, really honoring this sacredness in this relationship, really honoring that, yes, mom didn't do it right, but mom did what she knew to do. And it was the perfect setup for my friend to find these beautiful gifts within herself. And so in many ways, this was a beautiful relationship to remind her of her own wholeness. And a lot of the things that mom did brought out her beautiful gifts. And so it ended up being this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful transaction, if you will. All relationships are transactional. We don't realize sometimes that we learn the most in the most difficult relationships. You know, we're all seeking these deeply loving relationships, and we deserve them, absolutely. And I believe that the more that we can come to our wholeness, the more that we will find that person that can meet us where we're at and love us so deeply. But first, it takes coming back to wholeness. And so my joy, my passion in life is helping people come back to their wholeness, helping people find those troubled relationships that they still need closure in, that they still need to bring back to wholeness, and help them identify what is within them that they're still working on closure with, right? And, you know, it was beautiful because my friend said whether she mails the letter or not, she got so much out of writing it. And that's the healing process, right? We don't realize maybe sometimes that everything and everyone is so deeply connected. By design, I believe, by this incredibly divine design, everything is deeply interwoven. And I'm one that believes we have these soul contracts with different people to teach us more about ourselves, to teach us about the maybe parts of ourselves that we've never looked at, that we've never acknowledged, that there could be some parts inside of you that desperately need love, but feel unworthy of love, that feel you don't deserve the love, and so you keep attracting the same type of people. So this is a beautiful opportunity, the beginning of the year, to take a look at where do I still need to come back to wholeness? Where inside of me, in what relationships in my life, you know, still need some closure. You know, I have my coaching clients make a list of all of the people that they interact with on a regular basis, or people that are a part of their life, and really put them in two categories. One is there's a mutual give and take, and those that, whether they just suck the life out of you or nothing's really happening in there. And those are the ones that you really want to take a look at. That's the first place to start. If you're somebody that needs help with that, I would love to help you with that. Reach out to me below. If you got something out of the video, leave a comment. Share your experiences. I always read the comments. I love to hear what you have to say. If you liked what I had to say, like the video and consider subscribing if this message resonates with you. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye for now.